Alright, welcome back to Scat, thieves. This is episode 2. Let's not waste any more time and let's get right into it. I decided to make a land for myself to prevent any griefers from being a problem. But turns out that I'm completely broke and I need funds. While I was trying to figure out how to get the money, I ended up dying to this shark right here. So, I decided to suffocate it to death and watch it die slowly and painfully. While I was just wandering around my base, I discovered this parrot. So I decided to tame it. Look at him on my shoulder, looking left and right, looking all cute and stuff. While I was exploring, I discovered a brand new island that seemed to be completely abandoned by the looks of it. I discovered a couple of skeletons hung up on the wall. Thankfully, they were just a decorational. While I was exploring, I discovered an abandoned dockyard with a few ships scattered about. I also discovered this cave entrance that looked quite nice. I tried to mine some coal, but I wasn't able to, unfortunately. I also got jumpscared by a creeper. Thankfully, I didn't die due to being on someone else's land. I decided to go a bit further to see what other islands might possibly be on the horizon. I traveled so far eventually that I actually reached the end of the world, proving that it was flat. I slowly got out of my boat to make sure that I didn't die doing this. I could see the bed of the ocean without issue. I wanted to see if there are any ores nearby. I saw some lava on the right side, if you can see that. I wanted to try and get that. But, unfortunately, I fell into the void and lost all my gear. After that moment, I decided that I should make some machines to make my life easier. Here I made a press that allowed me to make iron plates much easier and cheaper. I also made this little fan that would process gravel into iron ingots and flint. I heard it could turn sand into gold, but I didn't see anything change, unfortunately. I also discovered that this millstone would convert cobblestone into gravel, and gravel into iron nuggets and flint, giving me the possibility to create infinite iron if I managed to create the machine. To secure infinite iron for myself, I needed the lava for the cobblestone generator. I also needed some spare iron for any potential andesite alloy that I might need. I also wasn't able to break this chute for whatever reason. I was finally able to test my machine, but for some reason it was spitting out gravel to the side. I had spent about 4 hours trying to configure the issue with spitting out gravel to the side. I unfortunately wasn't able to fix it. In the end, I decided to just start over and destroy the entire machine and make a new design in a separate creative world to make life easier. I had finally created the cobblestone generator required for this machine, but while I was searching up components for my machine, I discovered this strange item, Soul Trapped Artifact. No clue what it is, but it sounds dangerous. A wandering trader happened to spawn on my island, so I decided to trade some sugarcane. I met the diamond good man from yesterday. His name is Toxic. We ended up talking and he mentioned that he had some vegetables for me. I decided that I needed them, so I traded 10 iron for 5 potatoes and 5 carrots. Now, you might wonder, why would I make such a deal? Well, you see, there's this mod called Farmer's Delight, which, if used correctly, can make some of the most overpowered food on the server, making it incredibly difficult for me to die. I came up with this idea to use that one lava source to create infinite amounts of obsidian. I used this obsidian to create the first ever nether portal on the server, allowing me to travel between the two dimensions and uncover more OP foods as well as unlocking potions for myself and potentially a beacon in the distant future. Now, I had finally created the machine I needed to have iron nuggets. While it was imperfect, it did create free iron while I was doing other stuff. It was still incredibly inefficient, but it was the best I could do for now. Now, at this point, a friend of mine called Gameru had joined the server. I wasn't sure what his gamer tag was, so I asked in chat if it was him. It turned out that it was. Alright, so my footage didn't record properly due to Discord, so I have to improvise. And the best way to do that is with MS Paint. So I went to pick up a gamer from the island that he sent the coordinates to. We went back to my island and went to the nether. We ended up finding the nether fortress and collecting a bunch of resources. And by this point, Gamer had logged off and it was just me and Toxic in this fortress. So I basically grinded for the next hour or so, getting all sorts of resources that could be valuable in the future, and basically doing the fortress. I do almost die to blazes though. I barely survived. You can see that right here rushing. If I hadn't dug down in time, I would have died and lost all my gear. Here I am trying to escape, but unfortunately a vessel snuck upon me. I was able to reclaim my gear without issue, unfortunately enough, so I didn't lose anything valuable. Thankfully, no other issues would occur during my return back home, so I was able to deposit my loot safe. I ended up making some water breathing potions for the future use. I also began leveling out my entire island because I wanted to make room for my future projects, which I am planning. I basically got rid of the entire hill right here and ended up expanding the island manually. A brown panda managed to spawn on our island, so I led it back to our pen to keep it as a pet. We've done a lot this episode, but we've only scratched the surface. Anyways, please like, subscribe, hit the bell, and see you next time.